Hello guys, welcome to my channel Test Code Automate. So this is my 11th video for the Playwright with TypeScript series. In this video, I would be covering HTML report generation with screenshots, videos, retries, and trace viewer. So let's start. So HTML report produces a self-contained folder that contains report for all the test run that can be served as the web page. The HTML report shows you the report of all the tests that have been run. Okay, so let's start and see how we can generate the report. So here I have moved all of my old test scripts into this archive folder, and I have created these two test script file for the report generation part. Okay, so we would be executing these two files and would be checking the report. So in this first login test.spec.ts file, I have created 3 tests. So these tests are performed onto the sourcedemo.com. Okay, for this particular site. And in the site, we are checking first. We are in the first test, we are kind of opening the link, and then we are just checking the title. Okay, into the second test, we are opening the link, and then we are here we are checking the successful login verification. Okay, so we are opening the link, we are giving the correct username, correct password, and then we are clicking onto the login button. And once we are logged in, then we are checking that this particular cart icon is appearing or not. Okay, so if user would be logged in, then only this cart icon would be appearing. And into the third test case, where we are checking the unsuccessful login verification. So purposefully I'm failing this particular test case, so just to show you that into the report how we would be able to see the failed test cases. Okay, so here we are logging, we are kind of opening the link, we are giving the wrong username and then the password, and once we click onto the login button, we are doing the same thing, where we will try to check this cart icon, but as we have given the wrong username, so we would not be able to log in, and we would be able to see the failure for this one. Okay, and into the second test script file, I've created these two tests, and before that I have given this before each hook. So I would be talking about the hooks into my upcoming video, but for this particular video I've just created this before each, where we are kind of logging in into the application. So you can understand this before each like this. So let's say if we are having 2 or 3 or n number of test cases into a file, so if we give any before each there, test dot before each, and then this anonymous function we provide, so whatever the code which is there inside this anonymous function will get executed before each of the test. Okay, there are other hooks also, I would be talking about it into my hooks video. Okay, so after logging in, I've created these two tests, where first we are trying to validate this if we add any item into the cart, so how it will appear. So what we are doing, after logging in, I am adding this particular, I am clicking onto this link, and then I am clicking on add to cart, and then here I am going into this particular cart, and see here I have provided two assertion, where I am trying to validate this item is appearing here or not with this title, and the second one is that I am trying to check that remove button is appearing into the cart or not. Okay, and after doing that, we are clicking onto this shopping cart link. Okay, and then we are clicking onto this remove button, so this particular item will get removed. Okay, and the second test is related to so before this test, right, the login will happen, and then we would be kind of going to the cart here onto this, and into this card we would be checking that this item should not be displayed, because we have not added any item, right? We have just logged in, we went to the cart, and there this item should not be displayed. Already we have removed all the items which were there into the cart, right? So yeah, those were the tests which we would be executing. There may be any test which you write, so accordingly you can write. For the example purpose, I have just written these test cases or the test scripts. Okay, so let's proceed further with this HTML report generation. Okay, so here into this Playwright configuration file, There is first way which I would be explaining, that how we can generate the HTML report with other options like screenshot, video, trace viewer, and the retries thing. Okay, so here about this playwright.config.ts file, I've already explained it into my previous video. I will provide the link of that particular video. If you have not watched that video, just watch that particular video, so you would be having the understanding of this particular file. Okay, so here into this file, I have given this retries option as 1. So for the CI/CD it is 2, so we can ignore this part. We would be running it locally, so for us this would be applicable. So if any test case is getting failed, so it will retry one time to execute that test case again. Okay. Okay, so apart from that, to generate the report, by default we get this thing, right? Reporter colon, and then we need to pass the string. Okay, so previously also we discussed there are so many types of reports. So for now, we are going to focus on to the HTML report. So just to generate the HTML report, you need to just report pass this reporter colon and this HTML. Okay, so it would be kind of generating the report. Okay, apart from that, there are many other options are also there. We can give with this HTML report. I would be talking about it, but before that, let's see how we can kind of get the screenshot. Okay, how we can attach the video and the trace here also. Okay, so to do that, what you need to do, you need to go to this use, and inside this particular object you need to provide all those options. Okay, so this trace option automatically we get by default. So let's first attach the screenshot, or how we can get the screenshot. So to get the screenshot, you need to write this screenshot option. Okay, so click on it, screenshot, and then colon, and then we need to pass the string. So in the string we can provide the option that we want to keep the screenshot off or on, or we should get the screenshot only on the failure, right? So we can select any of the option, but majorly into the let's say if you are working onto the real-time project, so usually we give this only on failure we need to get the screenshot, right? Because for the failed test cases, we are going to do the debugging and see that why it is getting failed. So for that purpose, usually we should get the screenshot, but you can keep it on for all of them, I mean for all the test case. But into any real-time project, that would not be much useful, right? Because if you are kind of generating the screenshot for all the tests, so you would not be looking for it for the past test case, right? Because past, you no need to look into it. Mainly you need to focus on to the failure, why it is getting failed. Okay, but for now we are keeping it on so that we would be able to see it into the report. Okay, and then to generate the video, what you need to do, you need to give this video as the key inside this use only. Okay, and then colon, and then here you need to provide the option. So as the string you need to pass these options. So there also we can keep the video off always. So see, if you keep the off, it will not record the video. If you keep the on, so for each test it is going to record the video. If you are going to keep it retain on failure, so what it will do, it will record video for each test but remove all the videos from the successful test run. Okay, and the fourth option which you can keep is on first retry. Okay, so it will record video only when retrying a test for the first time. Okay, so these four different option or the ways through which you can record the video. So which whatever the way which is suitable for your project you can use. But as I said, right, for the failure it is more important to get the video. Okay, or there is one more option on first retry also you can get the video, but no need to keep it on always, because yeah, our focus should be onto the field test case, not onto the past one, because they have already got passed, right? So let me select one option. So here let's generate the video on this retain on failure things. Okay, whenever if the test case will get failed, so it would be kind of retaining that video. Okay, and then just put the comma after putting the value. Okay, and this trace also you can generate. So you need to pass this trace as the key, and the value you can, in the value you can give the different options. So on, off, on all retries, on first retry, and retain on failure, and retry with trace. So see here, these are all the options. So off will not record the trace, on will record the test, on will record the trace for each test, and this retain on failure is same thing. So it will record for each test but remove all the traces from the successful test one. Okay, on first retry it is going to record trace only when the retrying a test for the first time. Okay, and on all retries option it is going to record the trace only when the retrying for all retries. Okay, so let's keep it like this. On first retry we will check that trace should get generated, right? And then we would be able to through this trace we would be able to kind of it is more helpful into the debugging any failure, right? So for this trace also I'm going to talk in my upcoming video. So we would be talking about that how we can look into this trace here in detail. Okay, so here as I told that I mean, if you want to generate the HTML report, you need to provide this key reporter and then colon and then HTML to configure it, right, into this playwright.config.ts. So apart from this HTML, directly giving this HTML as the string, and there are some other options which we can provide with our HTML report. So let's see. So to do that, you need to pass the value as the array. Okay, so this after this reporter colon, you need to put this array symbol, which is square bracket. Okay, and inside this array, we would be kind of passing the tuple. So what is tuple? So tuple is in the TypeScript. Let's say the array is kind of a collection of the similar type of things, right? But the tuple is kind of collection of different type of things. Okay, so let's see. So first parameter we are going to pass inside this tuple is the string, right? So the report type is HTML. So what we are doing, so array of tuple. Okay, so this is array, first bracket is for array, and the second here we would be providing the tuple. So here first inside this tuple, which is second square bracket, right? First thing which we have passed is the HTML string, right? So it would be generating the HTML report. Then you need to put the comma, and here we are going to pass the second value we are going to pass as the object. So inside this tuple, first value is a string, okay, which is the HTML report type, and the second is the object. And inside this, we can kind of provide the different options to configure a HTML report. Okay. So first option is this open. So if I add this open here, okay, and let's put the colon, and I want to open this HTML report after each run, right? So in that case, I can keep it as always. Otherwise, I can keep it as never, or on failure also. Let's say only on failure I want to automatically open the report. So in that case, you can keep it as on failure. Let's keep it as always. So always it will open the HTML report, even though if the tests are not getting failed, so then also it will open it. But yeah, it's up to you when you want to open that report, right? And apart from that, there is one more option which is output folder, which you can give. So let's say for by default, once we generate the report, it is going to get generated into this playwright reporter, playwright-report folder. Okay, let's generate it directly without giving it any options, and we will look for this output folder thing. Let me delete all these report folders so that you will have the clarity that how our reports are getting generated. Let me delete this also. I will tell you what it is. Okay, so now let's run the script. Okay, so there are two ways we can run our script. One is through this testing playwright extension. From here you can run it. Okay, once you run it from here, then also the same report is going to generate it to get generated. But if you run your test from here using this extension, so as here we have kept this option as open always, but the playwright will not open it always. Okay, I'm not sure why this issue is there. I would be kind of raising this issue with the community that why it do not open the report directly once we open it once we run the test through this extension. But yeah, once we are going to execute our test cases through the command, so these are I mean this option is also going to be the applicable. Okay, so let's uh, run the script. So to run the test cases, what you need to pass the command, which is npx. Previously also we have talked about it. So npx playwright and then test you need to pass. So it would be kind of executing all the test cases which are there into our test directory, which is this test, right? This one. So here we are having these two test scripts with 5 test cases. 3 are inside this one, and 2 are inside this particular file. Okay, so let's run it. So once we run through this command, so Playwright by default is going to execute our test cases into all these browsers which are configured inside the projects, right? Chromium, Firefox, and the WebKit, which is Safari, right? And and it is going to get generated into the headless mode, or let's keep this headless as false, so at least you would be able to see the execution. Okay, now hit enter. Okay, so once you hit the enter, you would be able to see the execution. Okay, so this headless option is up to you. If you don't want to see the execution, you can keep it as headless, so you would not be able to see these browsers popping, right? Okay, so the execution is going on. So once the execution is generated, we would be able to see this playwright report folder where we can see the HTML report generated with all other options which we have configured, right? Screenshot, video, trace viewer. So let it get executed. So see, our test case is getting executed onto the different browser here. As you can see, Firefox, WebKit also it got executed. Okay, and retry option we have kept 1, so it will try to retry the failed test cases. So purposefully we are failing this test case, right? So that we would be able to see the retry option also. And on failure, as we are getting the video, so that also we would be able to see. Trace we would be getting right on the first retry. So let it execute and let's see. Okay, so see the test case got executed. So there are these failures which we are able to see. Purposefully we have failed our test case only one test, so it should get failed onto Firefox, Chrome, and the WebKit. But there are some more failures which we are able to see, but that is not an issue, right? Currently we are focusing on to the HTML report. So see, as I told, right, by default, Playwright is going to generate the report into this Playwright-report folder. Okay, so here once you will expand this folder, you would be able to see this thing, the index.html, the report, HTML report which we wanted to generate, right? Apart from that, there is this trace folder. So our test case got failed, right? So in that case, the retry also happened, right? So for that, this for the first retry, our trace got generated. So these trace you would be able to see into this particular folder. Okay, and other data also which got generated. So we have kept the screenshot on, right? For each test, it is going to generate the screenshot. So all the data are related to that file, right? Screenshot file, .png file got generated. So that also going to be there into this data folder, and also the videos also you would be able to see into this data folder. Okay, and there is one more folder which is test results. Let's say if you don't want to go into the HTML report, right, but you want to directly see the screenshot or the video or the trace. So in that case, here into this test results folder, you can go to the specific folder and you can look for the screenshot, video, or the trace here. So here, see these naming convention you will get, right? So let me mouse over onto any test. So see, this its name is cart verification test, which is name of our this file, right? Cart verification tests. And then inside it, after this hyphen, this adding item to cart verification, okay, which is the name of our test, adding item to cart verification. Okay, and then on which browser it got executed. So it is for WebKit, This one is for Firefox. If the retry happened also, it is going to put after hyphen. So accordingly, you can open the screenshot video and the trace viewer from here also directly without opening the HTML report. Right? Let's say if you need to create any bug where you need to put the screenshot directly, you can take that screenshot from here. Okay. Now let's go to this HTML report. So as we have kept the option open always. So here let's go to the browser. So see, onto the browser, it has already opened the this report, HTML report. Okay, as the web page, right? In the first point you saw, right? It is going to generate the HTML report, and that can be served as the web page. So that's why it is opened into the browser directly as the web page onto the local host onto this particular port. You can also configure this port option into the report, but for that, I will provide the link of the document, Playwright official document. So other options you can also look into, right? If you want to change the port and if you want to kind of host it onto any other link, so that you can see. So let's understand about this HTML report. So once this HTML report is generated, you can directly see it opened here, as we have kept the option always open. If you keep any other option, let's say never open, so you can let's say whenever you want to open the report, you can go to this particular location, right? Reveal into the file explorer, and you can kind of click onto this index.html. It will open the file. See, from this location it has opened the same file. Let me close it. Okay, so here into the HTML report, there is the search bar where you can see you can give the name of your test and search for any specific. Let's say if I want to look for the cart related test, so see, if I type the cart, I would be able to see it here into the report, right? It will filter for those keywords only. Apart from that, let's say if I just want to check the Chromium test case, right? The test is got executed onto the Chromium, so I can type the Chromium here, or I can directly click onto these colored icons which are appearing for the Chromium, Firefox, WebKit. So for now, let's click onto Firefox. So see, here all the tests which got executed onto the Firefox, so will get filtered. Okay, you can clear this search option from here, so you would be able to see all the run. Okay, and here onto the run section, you would be able to see all the tests inside the specific folder, right? So this is the name of our test script file, and inside this you would be able to see all the tests which got executed onto the different browser. So login tests.spec.ts, that was our first file, and the second file was this cart verification tests.spec.ts. Okay, and these are all our tests. You as you are able to see, these are all the tests are kind of not sorted, right? Because for us, we have kept the parallel execution on, so at the same time all the tests are going to get generated. So that's why the sorting will not appear here, right? Whatever, whenever these test cases are getting executed in the same order, we would be able to see it. Okay, here we can also filter. Let's say if I want to see the all test case result, you can click onto the all. If I want to go to the parsed one only, so you can click here. Here only parsed test results would be appearing. Same, we can click onto the field, so we would be able to see on which test case got filed onto which browser also. This Flaky test you can click on. For now we are not having any Flaky test. So Flaky test case kind of let's say into the first run, your test case did not got passed, but once the retry happened, it got passed, right? So it would be considered as the Flaky one, and it will appear here. And the script also, if you want to skip any of the test case, so that you can do using annotation. We would be talking about it later, but yeah, that those kind of tests would be appearing here, right? If any test got skipped because of any reason, or if we have skipped it. Okay, so now here once you expand these folders, which are the name of our test script file, here as you are able to see, you would be able to see the name of the test, on which browser it got executed, and how much time it took, right? So here you would be able to see date, time, and the total time, but here you would be able to see for each test how much time it took, right, for each browser. Okay. And from here also you can click onto the video and the trace, but let's go first inside that, how you can see. So see, unsuccessful login verification, purposefully we failed this particular test, right? So let's go there. So once you click onto that test run, you would be able to see the title here, the file name, okay, how much time it took, and then on which browser it got executed, and this is the main run which happened. Okay, so here you would be able to see the error, right? We gave the wrong username password, so that's why we are not able to see the cart icon there, right? And here you would be able to see what are all the steps which got performed. So see, um, this before hooks kind of the fixtures, the context, and the page which got generated. Okay, and then it opened that particular link, put the username, password. Okay, and then clicked onto the login button, and onto this expected got failed because it is not able to see that cart icon. And here we have kept the screenshot on, right, for every run. So even though it is fail or pass, we are going to get this screenshot. So see, this screenshot got generated, and as it is putting the wrong username, so that's why we are not able to log in into the application. Okay, you can also click here and download the screenshot, so it will download it for you. Okay, and here you would be able to see the video. So let's say if you want to run it, you want to check what happened at the real time, so you would be able to see, right? So see, it kind of put the username and password, and but it is not able to log in because of this wrong username. Okay, and similarly you can click here and download this video. You can also decide the playback speed. Okay, from here you can expand it to look it into the larger window, and so these options you can try, but yeah, you would be able to see the video. And as for the failed test case, we have kept the retry one, right? So one time it is going to retry, and for the retry also you are going to see the same thing, the error, why it got failed, at which point. Okay, all the steps, the screenshot, video, and as we have kept trace, we are going to get onto the first retry, right? So that's why this, for this first retry, the trace also got generated. You can click onto this trace, so you would be able to see the trace viewer, right? All the details you can see. So this is very kind of very useful tool when you are trying to debug your failed test case. Okay, we would be talking about this trace viewer into the separate video in more detail, that what are all these options, how you can look into it, how you can find the actual failure, right? So there are it is kind of very useful tool which I will explain later. Okay, and you can also download this trace and share it if you want to share it with the developer also. And similarly the video you would be able to see for the retry. Okay, now let's go back onto the all the test. Let look for the any of the past test case. So the title verification, let's see. So see, here you would not be able to see error. Once you click here, you would be able to see the title. I've kept this, I've given the spelling wrong, so that's not an issue. And then you would be able to see the file name. Okay, and the how much time it took, on which browser it got executed. Here you would not be able to see the retry option because it is the past one, right? And for past there is no retry which is configured. Okay, and then you can see all the steps, the before hooks, steps, and the after hooks. And then it generated the screenshot even for the past one also, because we have kept the screenshot on for all the test case, right? And one more thing I wanted to tell you, for one of the file we have given this before each hook, right? So let's look it for this one, add item to the cart. Okay, so here into the task tab, see, before each hook which we have given, so into the task tab you would be able to see. So it generated that before each hook, where it generated the browser, context, and the page, right? So that also you can see onto the before each, only our test case got failed, so that's why this is runtime error. This is not the genuine failure, but yeah, you would be able to see all the details related to that, right? If our failure is happening into the before each also, that also you would be able to see for the particular test case, right? mm, Here also See, let's go to any past one. See here, before hook was successful. Where see inside this before each hook, after opening this page, it kind of went onto that link, login into the application, and then proceed further with the normal test. Okay, so that was related to the HTML report which got generated. Now let me go back to the Visual Studio and into the Playwright configuration. uh, there is one more option which you can give here. See, inside this tuple, the string, and then for this is the first object key and value. Second, you can give inside the curly braces. Let's say if you want to give a separate folder, right? You don't want to use this playwright hyphen report, so that also you can configure output folder colon dot forward slash. Let's change into the same directory. I want to give uh, another folder, right? As the string we need to pass, and I want to generate a custom folder, right? So that also you can give. So rather than generating it into this default folder, it would be generating your HTML report with all the data into the another this folder, and not into this default folder, right? Okay, so now there is a one more way you can generate the report. Let's say you don't want to use this playwright.config.ts, and at the runtime only, when you are going to start the execution, and at that time you felt that you want to generate the HTML report. So in that case, what you need to do, let me comment this out. Okay, and then while executing the test case, let me do it. npx playwright test. Okay, what you need to do with this command npx playwright test, and then hyphen hyphen, and then you need to pass this second command, which is this one, reporter equals to html. So this way we have already looked into by configuration into this config.ts file. And the second way, let's say while giving the command only, if you are giving the command and directly you want to generate any type of report, for now we are generating the HTML, you can generate any type of report, a dot, line, and so on, right? So any option you can give and it will generate that report. Okay, let me, and by default playwright is going to kind of override all the test old data, right? And it will generate, it will kind of replace it with the new files, index.html, and the screenshot, video trace, everything is going to get replaced. So let's run it. Reporter equals to hyphen hyphen reporter equals to html. This command you need to pass npx playwright test hyphen hyphen reporter equals to html, right? And here we have commented this thing, right? So and even though we have commented this particular line, it is going to generate because of this command which we are passing. Okay, let's hit enter. Okay, so see, it has started the execution, and once the execution is done, we would be able to kind of see that report generated. Okay, I will first forward the video, and once the execution is completed, you would be able to see the report. So see, the execution got completed, and the same way you would be able to see the report, right? So see, this particular report got generated, which just got executed. Okay, and let's say if you just want to open the report, so what you need to pass, you need to pass the command npx playwright and then show hyphen report. And once you hit this particular command, you would be able to see the third time it got opened, right? Onto the host, if you want to open directly, you can open it through the file also, but here onto this local host, once we fire this particular command npx playwright show report, so it is going to get opened onto this local host with this port. Okay, let me close it. And here I have told you, right, we can provide the different folder to generate the report into this option, right? Let me remove the command. So see, here we have provided this custom folder, so it is, the report is going to get generated into this custom folder, And in that case, you will have to, let's say if you want to open it through the command, then you will have to type that command npx playwright show report, and then after that, after space, you need to provide this folder name, which is whatever the folder name which you provide, abcxyz custom folder, right? So npx playwright show report space custom folder, that you'll have to give as the command, and then it will open the report if you generate the report into the different output folder, right? So yeah, that's it from my end related to this HTML report. You can kind of try it or play with the different options which we have discussed for the screenshot, video, trace, headless thing. You can comment out, right, and can see that how it is generating the report. I mean, with this headless, it is not going to put that any difference onto the report. Only thing is that while executing, you will not be able to see the execution. But yeah, onto the report, it will not put any impact. Okay, and also these options you can look into what are all the other options which you can configure. I will provide the link of the Playwright documentation, so if you want to get into more details, you can look into it there. But yeah, we have already discussed most of the useful things which you should which should be known to you. Okay, that's it from my end for this particular video. Let me give you the quick recap. So here we discussed that we are going to go to with this one retry option. Okay, and we need to provide this reporter and the value we can give as the string if it is just the HTML, or if you want to if we want to provide the different options, or we want to configure more reports like HTML dot line. So you'll have to provide this array of the tuple where uh, into this tuple the first value would be kind of string type, and the second would be kind of the object type, where you can provide the different options like when to open, right? If these options you can give the different output folder, if you want to give output file you want to give, right? All those things you can configure here. And to capture the screenshot, you need to put this particular option screenshot, and different value you can provide on, off, only on failure, right? Similarly for the video also, you can put the different option video colon and the on, off, written on failure or onto the first retry. The trace also you can configure trace colon with a different option, right? Okay, and these are all the browsers where it is going to get executed and show you it into the report, right? On which browser it got executed. And the report sample we have already looked into, right? We can give this command npx playwright show report, or we can go to this default location and open this index.html, so that we would be able to see the report onto our default browser, right? And here you can filter it using this search bar, using these option all parsed field Flaky slip the script, and for each test script file you would be able to see this option, and once you click here you would be able to see all the tests, and once you click on it, so that you would be able to see what is the exact error, right? Why it got failed, all the test steps, and let's say if it is getting failed uh, into any of the steps, so you would be able to see the screenshot and all those things, right? So yeah, that's it from my end. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions, doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.